The Lakers had practice earlier today, and JJ Redick calls out his team to be better after an embarrassing loss to the Denver Nuggets on Saturday night. Redick and the Lakers coaching staff had determined what was the major issue plaguing the Lakers. And we got an update on a Laker big man that has been missed here these past few games. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is the Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already to get those Laker updates. Now, without other way, let's hop straight into the topics we have for you today, as JJ Redick calls out his team. So, the Lakers had practice earlier today, and JJ Redick, during his media availability, called out his team to sort of light a fire in them after having two rough losses, one against the Orlando Magic and a Franz Wagner step back three that put the Lakers down, and then also losing to the Denver Nuggets, which in blowout fashion, and it was their 13th time in the last 14 games the Lakers have lost to the Denver Nuggets, if you include the postseason as well. So JJ Redick had a few things to say during his media availability, and then this is parts of what he said, as JJ Redick said, with a blunt assessment on the second half versus Denver, I can joystick it as a coach as much as I want, but if you're not competing, if you're not playing or not participating in the game, there's not a whole lot I can do. He added that it was an aberration by the Lakers. And that is a very important thing to note about that being an aberration. But let's go deeper into what Redick said fully. So this is the full quote here, as he said, "We just stopped playing and we can be better. The organization has to be there, and there are only so much we can do. We can try to joystick it as much as possible, but I can joystick it as much as if I want. But if you are not going to compete and not playing and participating in games, there's not a whole lot I can do. This is an aberration to me. We've been punched in the mouth in so many games. We've been down and came back. We've started slow. We've started strong. We've had adversity in nearly every game. To me, that stretch in the third quarter was an aberration." So that is a very big thing to note, that being an aberration, because the Lakers have been down in a couple of games here throughout the season, but they were able to make it up there in that second half, play improved basketball, and were able to come out with the win for most of these efforts. But just recently here, the Lakers have let the rope slip a little bit after going on that 6-game winning streak. They've now lost back-to-back games. So now they're in theory of losing 3 straight here. So they want to try to stop that before that happens. But the Lakers have to be focused and have to be committed for that to happen. So Redick also said a little bit more, as this is what Redick added to, said, "That's not who we are." I reiterated that to the team, that this morning we showed them who we are on tape. It's not like it's a thing that weighed on me much yesterday. It was more that how we do to focus on today, this week. It's a big week for us. Not that we're overlooking it and not holding people accountable, but it's an aberration to me. That's not who we are. So what JJ Redick almost seems like, or he's stating here, is that this game was just a bit of an outlier and not something that is going to be a prelude or precursor to things to come, or just something that the Lakers do in general, because this hasn't really been this Laker team that we've seen this year. Like I've said, they have been a team that had made some big comebacks, that had blown some leads in the games, but were able to rectify that and be able to finish out the games and capture a win. But as far as that game against the Denver Nuggets, it just was not there whatsoever. The Lakers were lacking effort. Their main guy, Anthony Davis, truly struggled in that game against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. So the Laker fans are just really just worried and concerned a little bit just about how the Lakers can respond after that, because the Denver Nuggets were a team that has the Lakers number, and really just can get into the psyche of a Laker team that has been playing exceptional basketball up until this point, at least on the offensive side of the ball. So the Lakers have to find a way to sort of rectify that, and then getting your coach to sort of like light that fire, not only within the media, but just within the locker room, to kind of give that trust that they are trying to earn with one another, because this is a new coaching staff and this is a Lakers squad that has kind of been together here now these past 2 seasons. So it's about staying on the same page and staying on the main course, because Redick did say that there are going to be some points in the season where sometimes these don't result in wins and they can't falter from what the main goal is. And so that's what Redick here is trying to keep these guys on par for, because the Lakers have a very rough week ahead. So these are the few games they have coming up here. And for the most part, they are road games as they play Tuesday night against Phoenix in an NBA Cup game, and then it's a back-to-back with San Antonio, which a team they beat earlier this month, so they'd probably want revenge. And then they will play a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday, which is the top team in the conference. So the Lakers have to find a way to rectify things and get on track here, or there is going to be a lot more losses on their record if they don't button things up here. But there was also an update that the Lakers got on one of their players, which is massively needed because this team has been derived of big man. And so we got news that Jaxson Hayes' return is imminent. And it looks like he got upgraded all the way to probable for his next game here. And so this is from Mike Trudell saying that JJ Redick said that Jaxson Hayes is probable to play at Phoenix, and the Lakers have missed his size and athleticism off the bench. And that is a true thing because this Laker team has been pretty devoid of athleticism and size, because with the exception of obviously LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I think it's just Cam Reddish and Dalton Connect and Rui can show that they are athletic in some spots, but for the most part, they're not as quick feet or agile, not as like a guy like a Jaxson Hayes, which has been sorely missed. We did have Christian Koloko playing in that spot, and he did have some nice minutes here and there, but he still is a young guy, still trying to find his footing here in this league. So you want to try to shore up that backup position spot behind Anthony Davis, because that is a very important and pivotal spot for the Los Angeles Lakers. So with Hayes possibly coming back into the fold, this now kind of resets the lineups into what it was at the beginning of the season, which is maybe some more two big looks with having Hayes and Anthony Davis spend time on the floor together. And that would probably help facilitate some things for the Lakers defensively and help shore them up on that side of the ball, because the Lakers have really been struggling on the defensive side of the ball, especially when it comes to transition defense. And it's a couple of things that are kind of committing to that ideal. So one, obviously, it's Lakers don't have some of these athletic players in the backcourt to help compete with some of these athletes in the NBA. And another thing is the turnovers. It is now starting to be a little bit of an issue for the Lakers, especially for one LeBron James, as he's been turning over the ball a little bit more and just been a little bit more careless with the ball. And then that leads to runouts and easy points. And it's very hard to really get back in transition when you have some of your best athletes, i.e. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, being the ones guys back, not back on the play, and then you have all the rest of your smaller guards. So I'm talking about D'Lo, Gabe Vincent, Austin Reaves back first. So that is definitely going to affect your transition defense. So the Lakers have to shore up their turnovers and have some good offense in order to help facilitate them taking care of the basketball and not giving up all of those transition points that they have been hemorrhaging here these past couple of games. But like I said, they have an important week this week against the Phoenix Suns, San Antonio Spurs, and Oklahoma City Thunders. Hopefully the Lakers can come out here with a winning record here, because that would only bode well for them for the rest of the season, because this Western Conference is very tight here, as if you can win a few games, you can be at or near the top of that Western Conference. But if you go on a losing streak here of 3, 4, maybe even 5 games, then you can find yourself towards the bottom or the play-in of that Western Conference. So it is very important and crucial that the Lakers can stay the course and rectify some of the things that have been plaguing them to help shore up themselves in the transition defense and some of those other aspects of the game, but in order for them to get that result they desire, and that is a W on the record. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. There is still about 83% of you guys who are not yet subscribed to the channel. If you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker updates, and game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest so you don't miss any of those updates. All right, I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.